I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Joining us on this podcast is Kaan. Hi, Kaan.
Hello, Eric.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, I'm Kaan, Kaan82. I I mostly play horror games. I stream a little. I did a few. I started actually on September, but I had a very long break till March. Now I'm doing it irregularly.
Mm-hmm. When did you decide you wanted to do VTubing?
It first started because I bought a horror game. I wanted to play it and wanted my friend to watch, but there's no Discord on the PlayStation, so I just recorded it and he watched it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to show myself, so I just go that route.
Yeah, and it does give you a chance to entertain people, and gives you that little bit of extra protection.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
what I like too about it.
Yeah. Is that something that have you always been someone who necessarily hasn't wanted to be out on stage in front of people?
Oh, definitely, because I feel like while it may seem cool, I mostly think that I want to have my privacy too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't blame you there. This is a really good medium for you to flex your muscles a little bit with gaming and still get to entertain some folks and maintain a little bit of privacy anyway while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, what type of games are you normally playing?
Mostly horror games. Like, I only played two games that aren't horror. That was Firewatch and Persona 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to mostly play horror games because when I'm alone, I'm not really in the mood to play them. But this way, I guess I get the strength to play them. I'm not that scared.
With people there watching you, you can kind of take them along with you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one suffering now. I can do it.
spread the pain. I don't know. Horror games and I probably wouldn't mix very well. But I certainly respect those who can. Uh, I don't know if the first time I got jump scared or just plain old scared, I probably wouldn't come back. That's not a problem for you when you've got those people with you.
There was a game where I was like jump scared 3 times in a row, then I just rage quitted.
I cannot
like,
blame you. After a while, it's just why am I doing this?
Yeah, but like I also had audio issues, so I heard nothing of the game.
Oh,
I only heard it very faintly, and every time I heard something, I was like, yeah, it's kind of too late now. I will die, and that's always what happened.
oh, that's really tough. Now, what are the horror games that you like to play right now?
I played Outlast. I feel like that's a very classic one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Cannibal Abduction and Ad Infinitum. I would say
Cannibal Abduction.
You go first.
What's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a retro style based game. Like it looks like a PS1 game.
Ah.
It has basically 2 games in it. One is Cannibal Abduction and the other is Knights of the Scissors. I would say that Cannibal Abduction was much easier than Knights of the Scissors because even if I heard nothing in Cannibal Abduction, it was still very doable.
Uh-huh. But
I died like 0 times in the games. That was very easy.
Yeah.
Knights of the Scissors, that was much harder, but it was more fun.
So are there 2 different games, or are they both parts of the same game?
It's part of the same game.
Are they different?
It's just
Go ahead.
Exactly on the menu. You can click Cannibal Abduction. Basically, you get kidnapped and you have to flee. And Knights of the Scissors was you try to rob an abandoned building, and you get hunted down in it.
Oh, so it's the game. Is the gameplay different, or is there Is it the engine different? What's different between the two other than the plot?
Nothing basically.
Oh,
The graphics are the same, controls are the same,
mm-hmm. They just kind of
everything's basically
they just give you kind of two plots to play along with.
exactly.
Hmm. So that's I hadn't heard that one before. What other games did you say you were playing?
Outlast, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's very a cult classic pretty much, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I'll have to talk much about it.
Yeah.
And there was also Ad Infinitum.
Okay. Now that's one I hadn't heard or haven't seen
It's
played.
it's a new one. I think it was released October or November. I'm
Uh-huh.
not too sure now, but it was last year towards the end.
Right. So
And
that seems like a game that could go on for a while. I mean, it says that infinitum in the title, so it probably has lasted a little while.
I mean, it wasn't that long. I looked it up on Google because I was like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to play it that long now.
So what?
But it said that it would last like 16 hours. I finished it in 8.
Oh, so you
I
got through
would say
that one
the
pretty good.
oh yeah, but then again, it may be because I got the basically death ending. It may be because of that.
Mm,
I feel like,
yeah.
but I feel like the game in itself was very fun. It just got very boring and frustrating towards the end because I was like, okay, I finally want to finish this game. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah. Was it a game that you could pick up again? You could save and pick up again later pretty easily, or was it one that you once you sit down you really want to finish it?
Like I was contemplating it. I want to get the other endings too because the game in itself was very fun. But then again, I'm like, yeah, there were like 4 or 5 chapters. I can't really remember it now, and
Yeah.
some of them were more boring than the other ones. So I was like, maybe in a few months.
That's a tough game to work on, and even a tougher game to stream, I imagine, because if you're trying to work through and you're not necessarily enjoying what's going on, you kind of wonder whether or not people watching are enjoying it either.
Yeah, I feel yeah that's true. But then again, I didn't really have that many viewers,
Well,
just a few, and it was very fun with them.
yeah. So what's a game that you've got in your sights to play next?
I want to finish Persona 3 and Firewatch the next because I played Persona. I've played for half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Firewatch I played for 2 hours, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like a month ago, so I have to start those games again.
Yeah, that's tough to pick up after a month and join
Yeah.
a save in progress. Let's see, the folks do get involved in those games quite a bit, so uh,
Mhm.
the your folks in the chat will be interested in those. Do you find when you're playing
Oh, I
a
hope so.
horror game that it's kind of tough to get involved in it and also talk with chat?
Not really. I thought it would be harder, but it was quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I just make sure that I always like check up on it every few seconds, even whilst I'm running away from something in the game. And then I'll just keep it in mind and read it later when I'm in a safer spot.
You have to find a game where you can have a safer spot. Some of these games you don't have any safe spots.
Yeah, like the only motivation for me to play Outlast was because I knew everything of the game.
Hmm.
Like I basically watched like 5 gameplays of it since when I was younger.
Hmm.
And
And
now I'm contemplating to play Outlast 2, but I thought I only watched one gameplay of it and I forgot everything. So I was like, yeah, this game will actually scare me unlike Outlast 1. I don't know if I want that to happen.
so have you got any big plans for your channel this year other than continuing to play these types of games?
I want to do some collabs, like play with multiple people.
Hmm.
I did one. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it too. Like Helldivers 2, I played like with 3 other streamers. That
Oh,
was very fun.
yeah. And you talk about a game where you don't have any time to to rest. That just goes and goes and goes and goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I died a lot, so yeah, that gave me some time to read.
That was when I watched some folks play that, and it looks like a lot of fun, really. But you've got to be quick on the trigger and everything else. And I don't know that if at this age I'm quick on any triggers.
Mm.
I'm pretty up there. I don't know if I could keep up with it, but it's fun to watch. And I imagine that the folks who were there with you, um, watching on the different streams, were enjoying themselves too.
Oh yeah, we had a very great time.
Yeah.
It
So
was very fun with them.
so how did you get involved in that collaboration?
There's basically a Discord server.
Hmm.
I, I just look up the collabs channel, and then every once in a while I'll either ask or offer some other people that yo, I have time, I could play if you like.
Yeah. Well, it's a good way to get started in them, and you can pick up
Oh
some
yeah,
more this
definitely
year.
because
And, there's some of these games that really, I mean, you can. It would be really tough, I imagine, to do something like Helldivers to on your own. And
yeah, I thought about it. I was like, I think it would be too boring. Like if I either play with randoms and not talk with them, or if I just play it with myself.
yeah, yeah, it'd be boring, and I know I would just be constantly dying, and it wouldn't be any point. But just start die and start die. That would be pretty quick. But these types of games kind of lend themselves to having collaborations and building kind of teamwork, that type of thing.
Yeah, that would. Oh yeah, yeah, I would say so too.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, I just flew around or did whatever I wanted,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, but
and then yeah,
yeah,
which also resulted in me dying pretty often.
I get this feeling that most everything anybody would do in that game, for the most part, is going to end up in dying pretty often. Even if you're playing well, eventually you're going to die. That, but again, that's the type of game where you get some people and you'll have a lot of fun doing whatever you're doing with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Are there any other games you'd like to grab some folks and collaborate with?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I recently bought Outlast Trials,
Mm-hmm.
like only for the purpose because it has multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
even crossplay. Now I'm trying to look for some people that would be interested in playing it.
So you can play against people in that one.
No, basically you play with people together and try to escape.
Wow. Okay. That's I misunderstood when you said crossplay. I thought maybe you were working against somebody else in that particular game.
Oh no, crossplay is like, you can play it on Steam and I can play it on the PlayStation and we can
Ah, there you go.
play in the same round.
There you go. That makes a lot more sense. Then I'm going to have to eventually get into the 21st century with these phrases. The other games that are out there right now that you would like to get a hold of and either stream or get somebody to play with you online.
I mean, not really new games, but more like I'm very interested in Minecraft at the moment, but modded Minecraft.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many mods. I mean, there's almost as many mods as there are people right now in Minecraft. What type of
Oh, that
what kind of modification would you look for?
mostly horror. Like I downloaded some once, a few. I also set them up and tried them. It works.
Hmm.
Everything works so far. I just need to find the people.
Yeah, well, sooner or later you will, because even though it's been around for a long time, they keep trying to make it fresh by allowing modifications and putting new features into it. So sooner or later you're going to find somebody that's into that sort of thing and will go along with you. Do you think it's kind of
Mhm.
tough sometimes for where you're at in the world to find people who are gaming at the same time you are?
Yeah, I think so too. Like I asked a few people, they're like, yeah, no, I don't really like horror or I don't play in Minecraft.
Yeah,
It's just I feel like I need to expand my horizon.
yeah.
Find some new people that would be more interested in it.
Yeah, you might have to be up at some odd times to do it for it. It's a great thing that this medium that allows people to get together from all over the world, but sometimes when the time zones don't match up, it's a little tough.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because like right now it's 2 a.m. for me. It was very hard to find a time with you.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that because it's 7 p.m. here, so
Uh,
it's tough sometimes. And with and I work normally during the evenings, and it makes it pretty tough. But I do appreciate you
oh,
staying up with me to do this. It does mean a lot. Uh,
oh yeah. Thank you for your time.
yeah, with this, you find it a little tougher being where you're at over in that part of the planet to get enough people um, to collaborate with. Is the time zone going to be a problem for you?
Yeah, like most I talk to or play with live in either Canada or America.
Uh-huh.
So there's really a time zone problem.
Yeah, it does make a difference, and you might actually end up with better with the people on the other side of the planet if you can one person do it at noon and one person at midnight. It sounds weird, but it actually does kind of work sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the caller was pretty good. Though then again, when I played it, it was like 8 p.m. So it was quite early for me too.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty tough sometimes. What do you have any games right now that you haven't streamed yet that you would like to give a try on stream?
Like yeah, on February I think or March,
Mm-hmm.
I bought so many new games just to play them on stream.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
But like so far I only finished 2 or 3. So that I have a very long list now.
yeah. What would you
But
like
I
to
would have
what would you like to do? What would you
pardon.
like to get on there?
I actually have to check the list. I forgot quite a few games in there. Hold
Yeah,
on just a second.
no problem.
I'll just try to find a few games.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
sometimes you
like
go ahead.
like Cyberpunk.
Mm,
I finished it on release actually, but I want to play it again with the new DLC.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
was thinking of streaming that or just a few other horror games I bought, like Outlast 2, Outlast Trials, and the other ones I forgot the names though,
yeah. So
and I also can't see them now.
it sounds like you've got a pretty good list though, and you've got a few to choose from.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you're mainly doing horror games. Are there other types of games that might catch your eye every once in a while?
RPG, definitely. I
Yeah,
want to play RPG games too.
yeah. Like you mentioned one or two at the start. Is there any RPG game that you'd like to stream that you haven't done yet?
I was thinking of, like I said, Cyberpunk, maybe
Yeah.
Skyrim 2, because I like the game a lot and have yet to finish it.
Hmm. Would you have to start from the beginning though with Skyrim too?
Oh yeah, like when I played Skyrim, I played it on the Switch,
Hmm.
but now I don't have it on the Switch anymore.
Yeah.
So I would have to play it on the PlayStation.
Do you think that would be a is it a problem for you to go back and replay these games so much?
Not really. If they're fun,
Yeah.
I like it. If not, then I want to get done as quick as possible. But
Yeah.
with Skyrim, I wasted a lot of time because it was very fun.
It's good to have a few games where you can just play it no matter what, and you have that replayability. Um, do you find that with the horror games though, that you can go back and replay them after you've gone through them?
With Outlast, not really.
Hmm.
With Ad Infinitum, though, maybe, like I said, like it has multiple endings. I
Hmm.
got a bad one
Hmm.
because I died. I was locked in a cage. No, in a cell, not in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are supposedly better endings. I want to get them too, but I don't want to do it now. Maybe like during the summer holidays, maybe then.
Well, you can pick them up then, and I imagine there's some of these horror games kind of lead to only one conclusion. That makes it to me that would make it really frustrating to know that pretty much whatever you did, you're going to come to the same conclusion anyway.
I think it's fine with some games. Like Outlast, I really wouldn't want to play that game again.
Yeah.
So I was happy with it only having one ending.
Yeah. And
Like Cannibal Abduction has multiple endings, but then again the game like it's 1 hour at best.
yeah. Yeah. Well, if you have an hour to kill, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. You play that. If someone come out with a new horror game that would take you a while to play,
Mhm.
that you would have to do multiple uh, streams with, would that be something that catches your fancy right away?
I already did that. Like Cannibal Abduction was 2, I think.
Uh-huh.
Outlast was like 3 or 5, or 3 or 4,
Yeah.
maybe even 5. I'm not too sure anymore.
Yeah.
And Infinitum was 2 because I played it for 6 hours at once.
Mm. So these games are out there, but you would definitely be wanting to get some that last more than a couple streams, uh,
Hmm.
and keeps your interest as well. It would be,
Exactly. Like
yeah. With you mentioned the cannibal one, and it kind of got boring in some spots. That would be really tough for me to pick up after that.
the boring parts were mostly, I mean, not really boring, but like more the frustrating parts were when I had no idea what to do.
Mhm.
And the game didn't really give me any clues. I was like, yeah, fantastic. So I mostly just either looked around, ran around, or just switched the game. And was like, yeah, I'll look into it tomorrow or in a few days when I have the nerves to do it again.
And with me, it would be more like rage quit and and go find something really easy to play, a real puzzle game or something. I, I'm afraid I don't have the backbone for a lot of these horror games, but they do provide really good content, and folks check out to see what Khan has to offer. We're going to put the descriptions and the links in the description for this particular interview, so folks can check out to see what you got going on. Um, what
Oh,
what
thank you.
what is coming up next for you on the streams, for folks who want to tune in?
That's actually a good question. Like, I I'm not too sure either myself because either I'll play Outlast the Whistleblower DLC,
Mm-hmm.
Outlast 2, or Firewatch or Persona 3.
Mm-hmm. So tune in to be continued. And Khan's got a few things lined up for you. Make sure to check out what Khan has for you to uh, to enjoy on the streams coming up. Thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate you staying up so late for me, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay?
Yep, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.